Yeah, it's the role of faith. We talk love, we talk faith. God first, couple.
Welcome once again to another exclusive Role Effect podcast. My name is Milton.
And I'm Felicia.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome again.
Welcome to the ones who are joining us for the first time and the ones that are faithful and join us on a regular. Welcome back.
Welcome, y'all.
Welcome back.
Appreciate you.
We definitely appreciate you guys joining us and tuning in every week for us. Don't forget to check us out on Sundays for just us. And don't forget to check out our weight loss challenge, our fitness challenge of Just Get Moving, 6 days a week. You can go check that out on our page as well.
Get moving, y'all.
Get moving. Good moving. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how you doing? How you doing, baby? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing better. I'm trying to get better and better.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes. We got a different mentality this year. Like,
yeah.
Let's get the processes of things. Let's get started with some things. Life is not forever, so you got to get moving, right?
Keep pushing.
Not only in fitness, but in life. Mm-hmm. Get moving.
Lifestyle, the whole nine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we thought it would be a good idea to talk about something that was kind of fun, but kind of interesting at the same time. So the title of our episode today is, if you see me look at my notes, I'm looking at my notes. You are what you search for. And this is the psychology of first impressions.
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh,
you are what you search for.
Do I want what I search for? Maybe. We'll see.
Hey. So let's talk about it though. Let's talk about first impressions. Like how we had first impressions as opposed to digital impressions that the next generation is doing right now. So, first impression. What was your first impression?
Oh, do we have to talk about that?
What was your first impression when you first met me? Not the holes, but what was your first impression?
Meaning as I got to know you, or that
first impression.
Okay.
The very first time you saw me.
Well, that would be very different. The very first time I saw you, I kept wondering why were I drawn to you? You know, that was the first time. I didn't know the answer to that, but I know now. But I thought it was very pleasant, for the most part, and I wanted to get to know you. I knew that part.
Yeah.
Without us even having conversation.
Okay.
I know yours was a little different, but
well, because my first impression was when I first saw him. My first impression was he wasn't, like okay. It was just a question. I asked the question, and he kind of got smart about it. So I went, okay. Well,
I wasn't very nice.
Obviously, he's not having a good morning, And here's the thing: our first impression is what our reflex, our biological reflex is. It's like something that you see a person, and your mind automatically has this first impression of someone, right?
Based on what you see.
But your second impression is what you have filled in, the blanks what you actually feel. So my second impression of you was he's not very nice, and I don't really care to get to know him at all.
Wait, so your first impression I wasn't nice?
My first impression was he must not be having a good day.
Oh gosh.
Like, okay, it was just a question. Because, of course, that was just my first impression. Is like, that wasn't nice, but okay. Because you never know what people are going through. But then my second impression immediately was, he
go ahead and say what you really feel.
He's rude. Like, I don't have he's just rude. So your second impression is always of like what you're filling in the blank for someone to be. Right? Okay. So in our in our first impressions and our we had an opportunity to see each other, to date each other, to see the facial expressions, to even, oh, he smells good or she smells good. We had that. We had where you can go in, sit at a table, have dinner, meet family, do all the things, right? That was our first initial thing when meeting someone, because you had the raw, unfiltered version of that person, right? Raw, unfiltered
Mm-hmm.
impression of this person.
That's a good way to put it. We pull layers and layers. We got beneath the surface
Yes.
to know how we each other feel and react, and we got to learn each other.
Yes.
At a steady, slow pace.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't microwave.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that makes a real big difference compared to nowadays.
Yes. And so now it's a lot of dating apps and things of that nature is like social media is digital. So you get the digital version of the person that you're looking at. What I found very interesting is anytime we're searching for something online or whatever, the algorithm keeps a profile of what you're searching for, right? So if you're searching and you're dating, if you're looking for, if in your mind you have this version of what you want, right? But your algorithm, you're searching for something totally different. You might be searching for, you might in your mind be thinking, I want a nice girl. I want her to have this. I want her to look like this, da-da-da-da. But your curiosity, like, oh, this is a bad girl right here. This is a baddie. So I'm searching this. Mm-hmm. So what the algorithm does is it keeps your search of what you actually putting in, not what you actually thinking, right?
And probably not what you actually need.
Exactly. So then what happens is the algorithm has taken points of everything of what you've actually put in that search bar. So now it's showing you what you're searching for. It's showing you what you're searching for, not really what you're wanting.
That's based on your input into your search engine, right?
Exactly.
Mm.
So it's never going to show you what you probably actually want because of the search that you're doing when you open your computer or you open your phone and you're typing in certain things. Then it's going to show you actually what you're searching for. So it's crazy because if we had an audience, it'll be interesting to ask everyone to pull out their phone and go to their search bar. Because if you look at someone's search bar, you'll really know the real person, the real you, the real you. When I look at your search history, whether it's on...
You've been looking at my search history?
Absolutely. Your search history, on whether it's on the TV or the computer or whatever, I know by your search engine who you are.
That makes sense.
I know that you're a foodie. You're going to look at recipes. You're going to look at food. You're going to look at this. You like to look at different types of food, like different, whether it's Jamaican, Caribbean, whatever. He likes that. He likes travel. This is what he's searching for. His search engine will tell you what a person who they really are. Because, say for instance, if I see a guy, and I think I was telling you and Keela this example last night, I can see a guy and I can say, oh, he's nicely dressed. He looks handsome. He has a briefcase. He's going into this fancy building. Oh my God. He has a job. He has a good job. Because my first impression of him, like, whoa, he looked like a man of substance, right? Mm-hmm. But in reality, he might have just borrowed his friend's car. He might borrow the suit. We don't know. He's going into an interview. He don't even have a job.
Right.
He's homeless.
But he looked like money.
But he looked like money. So what we're seeing, we start filling in the blanks of who they are without really getting to know who they really are, because our minds are it's just we don't have control over that part of it. So then our second impression is we start filling in the blanks of who we really think this person is. And that's how it is on social media, because I can show you a different version of who I really am. That's why you have so many people that's lonely, because a lot of people are showing you the fake who they are, the mirror of who they want to be, but behind the scenes, they're lonely because they're not showing the true version of themselves.
Could we call that like a false reality in a way?
Absolutely. It's a false reality because you're living a lie. You're not living your truth.
We're being part of a program now, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a program.
It's a program.
That keeps track of your data, and
yes.
then it tries to reroute of what it thinks you should look for.
It's never going to give you what you really want, because you're searching, even if it's out of curiosity, if it's something you're just curious about, that search engine is going to give you what you want. So when you're looking at dating and you're looking at the people behind this behind this mirror of what they've created, instead of trying to look at this mirror and judge based on that, you have to get to know the person behind the mirror that you see and base your judgment on that. Because what you see in the first impression is not always what it is.
Right?
It's an illusion of who that person is. You know, there is a lot of dating app sites, and there's a lot of questions that people have. Like, it's a lot of catfish. There's a lot of things going on, because I can betray a person that I am, and I'm not really that person. But you don't know that, because I make it look good, and it looks like it's real. And we know that AI can make anything look real. So then when you meet this person in person, they don't even look like the same person that you saw.
They do that a lot.
Yeah, because you seeing the real them, but they showed you another person via digital, right?
Yeah, and that's just unfair too, to put a 10-year-old picture on your profile, and I think that's where a lot of this started at.
Yeah.
And then you're dating and stuff, or you putting it out there. Then when somebody meets you or they talk to you, that's a 10-year-old picture compared to who you really are.
Right.
So you really not keeping it real.
That is very true. One of the notes I wrote was we are connected to everyone's polished mural. Like they
right.
polish selves.
Yeah.
But we are alone with our search hidden self. So we're alone because we're searching for something totally different than what we're looking at. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to you have to change that. I love the face-to-face interactions. I don't think I would last with something digital.
But we ain't come from that generation either.
No,
so
I wouldn't.
It would be an adjustment.
I wouldn't make it. I would not make it, because you can make your profile say anything. You can make yourself look like you making $200,000 a year. You can go get you a rental car and make it look like you got this nice vehicle. You can go into an Airbnb, make it look like you have this big grand house and this this thing, and that's not really your true identity. So the thing is that you're playing yourself, because what usually happens is, because you're playing a role for people, you're lonely, you're depressed, you're sad, you're all these things, because you're not being the true version, because you only giving a person the false narrative of who you are, instead of the true person that you are.
So you should really keep it real.
You need to 100% keep it real.
So nobody don't have to guess.
They don't have to guess. I am who I am. And I think that would help a lot in relationship, because
connections.
People are people. I remember one time, I'm not gonna call which son this was, but I remember he saying, had me thinking she had these pretty brown eyes and she have on contacts.
Oh man.
You know, whatever. I'm not gonna say which one's son is that. I'm not gonna put business out there like that. But that was funny because, you know, we have so many different things to make us look different, because it's something about us that, like, when I wear makeup, my husband always said, you don't need the makeup, whatever. But he's seen me without the makeup, so I don't really care, because he see that I'm the same person that I am. I don't overdo anything. I'm that same person. But I don't try to be something different than I am. But we have so many things to make us look glamorous. We have so many things we can get fixed about ourselves that we don't like, and all the things. I don't think anything is wrong with that. I think when you're not truthful with who you really are, then that's when it becomes a problem.
Well, I think, and I can say this, you should not wear makeup where it's totally transforming you into somebody else. Yeah. And then you're out there dating, and then the person don't know you when you don't have makeup. Like, who are you? Are you the person that I met?
Yeah.
You know, you got to be careful of that. And, you know, you got a lot of these apps that, yeah, you could clean yourself up on your profile. But let's not just totally overdo it and do a whole overhaul of who you are.
Right.
You know, they should love you for who you are.
Yes. Now, one of the notes, this is the identity and anxiety. Because we know everyone is looking at our polished selves, we feel a constant pressure to keep it up. We're more connected to that than ever, but we feel more invisible because people are only meeting our digital reflection, not our true selves.
Mm-hmm. So that means you can clean yourself up on your profile and you're actually living that way.
You're living that.
As opposed to who you really are.
As opposed to who you really are.
Now you got to keep that up.
Now you got to keep the persona up.
That's why it pays to keep it real with yourself, right?
That's why I feel like, I know that dating is going to digital, but I think it's going to be bad over time because people are not going to get the true person that they're, you know, connecting with. And you don't really know who's behind the keyboard. You don't know, because I can get a picture and put it up as a man, but I'm a female, and I can be luring people based on that. So you have to be extremely careful when you're dating online. For me, it was good I was able to put him with somebody. I knew where he worked. I knew what kind of car he drove. I knew what position he held, because I knew him. I'm not personally, I knew him, but I know of this person because we're at the same space. So I'm able to connect him with something. Digitally, we're not able to do that. You have to, you praying that this is good and it's gonna work or whatever. That's why it's kind of hard to date in the digital era now. You know?
It definitely, without ground rules.
Right.
Now, I don't know, somewhere down the line, we may go ahead and invent the ground rules of digital. And I got an idea how to do that. Because you got to have some kind of physical connection. You know, and you got to have some, you have to be real about some things here.
Yeah.
Because if you behind the keyboard, that was a good way to put it. You're interfacing via a machine, and we don't know what's true and what's not true.
You don't know
until you know.
You don't know, and it is good to do your own research and investigation, because if you do your own research and investigation, you know, it was this incident where this guy that I read that this guy was. You know, he wanted to meet this girl. And yet they had been talking via internet for a while. So she said, why don't you come and see me or whatever? So he decides he was going to go. his friend was like, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think you should go. And he was like, no, I'm gonna go. She cool. We've been talking for so da 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 da. And he was like, I really have a bad feeling about this. I don't think you should go. He decided he was gonna go anyways. So the friend, such a good friend, called him back. He said, okay, if you're gonna go, okay, but why don't you do this? Why don't you? You have her address. So why don't you, when you get close to her house where you can see her house, call her and tell her you're on your way and see what happens. Because I don't have a good feeling about this. Mm-hmm. So he said, okay, I will do that. I'll do that. Well, he did that. He called and told her, hey, I'm about X amount of minutes away or whatever. She said, okay, cool. I'll see you then. Well, guess what? Then he see multiple guys. She don't open the door for multiple guys. It was a setup. Mm-hmm. They was coming to rob and kill him or wherever. But he was able to see that. Like, oh, wait, what's going on? She don't have, it's like 3 guys coming in here waiting for him with mm-hmm. her because it was a setup. Mm. It was a setup for something. That's and that can happen via, the personal interaction as well. But it's so difficult to gauge a person, anything, when everything is behind the scenes. So it's important, even if you choose to do digital dating, to maybe meet up in a mutual environment, in an open area where there's people, so that you can see who this person really is. Right. And hopefully, in these day and age, you might have to okay, I might need to show ID of you. Okay, I'm this person. Da 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 da. We have to have some sort of history, to be able to 100% trust someone.
And a red flag is in my opinion, you should never want to drive up to somebody that you have not met physically to their address.
No.
That's just should be a rule right there. Yeah. For your safety.
Yes.
You don't know what you're running into.
Yes.
That's a good example.
Yeah, my coworker, when we was talking about this yesterday, my coworker said that was another situation where this other girl, she had met this guy, and she had a bad feeling about this guy. But her parents said, you should go out. You should go meet him. You always at home. Go meet him. Go, you'll have a good time or whatever. But she has reservations. And so the people were saying, well, if you have reservations, don't go. But because her parents were like, go, have fun, enjoy yourself. That was their last time seeing their daughter alive. The last time seeing their daughter alive. I don't want to scare anyone of dating via social media if you feel like that's what you want to do and that's what it's turning into, it looks like. But you really need to do your research, and you really need to be very
smart about
your decisions mm-hmm. and smart about your meetup, smart about the information that you're given, smart about even spending your money and sending money, your credit cards, your everything. Like, you have to be very careful of the things that you're doing now, because it's very dangerous out here. It's dangerous out here, period. But to date online, it's just one of those things. Sometimes it turns out beautifully, and that's good. But then sometimes it just doesn't. But I think being alone and really wanting someone make some people a little bit more desperate.
Anxious, yeah.
Yeah. And so they just go for everything. And it's just not a good thing to do.
And you should not be anxious for that, because you want the right fit. You don't want to go from one dating service to the next, to the next, to the next. And that's what some people do. So, and if you got to take a friend to meet somebody.
Absolutely.
Just be smart about it.
Yeah, let people know your location. I think people get offended when, your kids especially, they don't want you to be on location because they don't want you to know where they're visiting and all that. But listen, we got 360 with 360. I'm not sitting on the 360. Let me see where your location at, whatever. But if something ever happens to you, I know where I know where you were. I know where I can go. I see where you at. Let me go and check and see if there's something happened and they're not able to phone or something. You know, you gotta have that
discernment.
That discernment. Like, let somebody know where you are. Let somebody come on this date and be at another table with another date, and they not know that your friend and their partner is on the other side of the table, you know, talking and dating or whatever. Be smart about this digital dating era.
And that's going to be male and female.
Male and females.
Males get set up.
Males get set up too.
Story
so
yeah.
you know, keep just be smart. Pray first. I'm gonna say pray first, you guys. Mm-hmm. Pray if you're meeting someone. First of all, be honest. Be honest in your search engine, because if you're honest in your search engine, it's gonna give you if you want a nice person, put nice person, family oriented. You know, put exactly what you're feeling, not what you're curious about, because it's gonna show you what you're curious about, because that's what you're putting in. Put in what's in your heart so that you'll get what you're looking for, hopefully. And then pray about it. If some matches come along, pray about it. Pray about this person. You know, for me and him, we talked on the phone for a while, but I felt like I got to know who he really was just by conversation, just by questions I was asking. I saw him, so I felt comfortable with, okay, we can have this first date. But it took months before that even happened, because I had other people that I had to be concerned with, that whoever came into my life had to be in their lives as well.
And that's what
so
you have
you
to
can't
do. Be the gatekeeper.
Yeah, of your family.
Right.
You know?
You don't want to just draw anybody into your mix. And
no.
They're toxic to your mix.
Exactly.
I mean, after all, it's your relationship.
It's your relationship.
You got to have the standards for that.
Absolutely. So in closing, I have a closing, you guys. I have a closing. I have a closing thought for you guys.
Shut the door moment.
Let's shut the door moment. So we move from a world of what you see is what you get, which was us. What you see is what you get, to a world of what the algorithm shows you is what you're allowed to see. The next time you form a snap judgment online, ask yourself, am I judging the person or am I judging the mirror of what they're showing?
Two different things.
Two different things. So think about that. And think about, what are you searching for? And be true to yourself.
That's good, Hank. That's good. That's some good stuff there. That's some good stuff.
All right, you guys. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of the Roll of Fat Podcasts.
She done sprinkled some gems.
We appreciate you once again. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yes, please.
Share the video. You know, you can just go in there and share it with other people. You know, comment, tell us you're here. And please like the thumbs up, so that YouTube know this is something that you like, and we can continue doing what we're doing. So definitely share it. You know, you got friends in your contacts. Share it, send it out. Tell them to subscribe to the channel, okay?
You definitely want the Roll of Fat algorithm, don't you?
Yes. We will be coming up in your For You page. So until next time, guys, we love you. We thank God for you, and we'll see you on Sunday at 3 p.m. with just us, Milton and Felicia. See you later.
Peace.
Bye.
Talk the real, not just Instagram posts for the likes and feels. We talk growth, trust, building something that lasts, keeping God in the lead, not the world in the past.